McGarvelcuddy. I'm here to talk about why basically HAXcms is pretty good for an educational resource. Here I've got my page basically on Bash and the uses of it. I use it for basically testing servers and stuff with JavaScript, using Node, stuff like that. And I just never really got a formal education on how to use it. There were a few things. I did have one class in school where we did go through it one time, really. And the only reason that I learned how to do all that stuff after that one time, because I didn't catch on the first time, I copied my all my output and then put it into a text document to look at later for reference. So there are a few things that I feel should be covered that I felt were useful to me, at least for the baseline. One thing that was never covered for me was scripts, so that was a large portion of this site. Basically, I go through this and in each section just walk my way through having the process of navigating the system, creating folders or repositories if you'd like, creating a script, and then working a little bit, very briefly, with repositories on Git. And this was all, for reference, this was all using Git for Windows. Right there, actually, had it in the back. But I think that Hax is basically very good for creating sites like this, because you can very easily add things in, change things, resize. There are a few issues, but I'm not quite sure what happened there. But I'll cancel that change. It's still in the works, but adding things in, creating this content was very easy. Really didn't take me much time. The most time-consuming part was writing the description of everything, simply because I wanted to be very verbose and try to walk through every single step, so that way a beginner would be able to follow along. But you can go in to each one of these and just change it as you go very quickly. It's similar to the Gutenberg editor for WordPress, so there's a lot of things that make quality of life easier, like being able to move those paragraphs around, which was very useful for me, having these blocks, these block images in there, and being able to move my text to really try to make sense in the layout. And sorry, with my first page here, if you've watched the other video, another video that I had on HAXcms, I did go over the fact that there is a Wikipedia browser in this where you can add a Wikipedia page. This one, all I had to do was type in bash Unix shell, and that brings up automatically all the text, all the important text. No images, but that would be a bit extreme for something like this. Just something that's sort of just put in there. It's not my main content. It's just off to the side. You know, you can view a bit about the history with this while browsing my site, instead of leaving the site to browse the history. Things like this, it's very easy. So if you, I guess, were a teacher and you wanted to use this for creating an assignment, like show me that you know how to navigate the system, you could very easily go into the outline editor, go to system navigation, hit return, and then indent, and now you've got a sub category to system navigation, and you can just call that assignment 1. Navigate this system, and then you save that. And now, and that's a small bug with the menu there when you are in editor mode. I've noticed that it does not happen when you are not in editor mode, like when you're just viewing from the outside. It doesn't have that strange white cover covering the text. But now I've got this new page, and I can just say, here is the rubric, and then I would type in a rubric if I had one. And then you could also very easily have a link to a Dropbox or something similar to that, depending on what you use as a teacher. If you're a teacher, a real teacher, and you're trying to track assignments. Alternatively, you could just have them email it to you. Millions of ways to collect assignments like that. So I'm not really going to go into it, but there's a whole lot of, like, it's very easy to just create this. So then you say, oh, system navigation, there's something in there for it, and then you can see that assignment right there. So then you could have one for each of these if you wanted to have an assignment for each of them, and so on. And you could have multiple assignments to each one as assignment 2, Boogaloo, save, and then you've got assignment 2. So very easy to create this stuff. A lot of tools, very, very simple stuff too, especially for what I'm doing in this scenario. There are plenty of different types of things, multiple choice, stuff like this, so literally have anything that the creators have put in here. So it's very nice to create a site with this tool. I'm going to delete these. I don't want these on my actual site for when I publicize it more. So I'm going to get rid of those. So yeah, that's it for my Bash site and why I think that HAXcms is a nice tool for creating educational resources like this. They're adding stuff as we speak, I'm sure. So just, you can open it up and take a look at what's in there, experiment with it. There's plenty of resources to get at there. I just simply used Wikipedia and my own know-how and created a site that basically teaches you how to do 4 basic things in Bash. So I think this would be a pretty useful tool for anybody who is an educator. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. Bye.